Okay, good morning, all of you. Okay, am I audible, guys? Online team, let me share my screen first. So, last days of the training is very, very important. You will get more clarity in the last days only. If you do any project, if you do any final configurations, if you miss that, whatever you learn, you don't know how to configure finally. Okay. So, for example, if I take a Jenkins deployment, if I take a Argo CD deployment, you don't know how to deploy means. So you can understand only till deploy the image into ECR only. But the finally, as a DevOps engineer, we need to deploy the application, right? But if you skip the classes, how the deploying classes, especially, no use of 3 months of training. I mean, 4 months of training. The first days, everyone present for the Git class. Okay. So if you can see this graph slightly down, okay. But important classes are last only, not for Git. Git, we can do only 3 commands every day. 3 commands only: git pull, git status, git add, git merge, git push. But important classes are Kubernetes. So what I'm thinking on next batches onwards, I'm going to start Kubernetes first. If I start Kubernetes first, I don't know how they can receive. Anyway, so I think today I'm going to, yeah, let's. So yesterday account block, I requested them, please allow for 1 week. So they have given again my account back. Depends on the request, guys. How it is possible means possible. Some cases. Let connect this. So I will show you one PPT first. Okay, this is not a cluster. In this case, let me talk to the. US East one. Okay. 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 So let me show you one PPT first to you so that we can understand what is Argo CD. So Argo CD is a Git operations, GitOps. Okay. If you can see, it's a GitOps operational framework on DevOps practice. So what is GitOps? GitOps is a set of best practice where the entire code delivery process is controlled via Git. Okay. And including infrastructure and application definition as a code and automation to complete update and rollbacks. I mean, if you can see that, so we have already, okay, so we have already updated the code, right? Updated the YAML files by using Jenkins. So if you remember or not, I don't know. So we have already updated YAML files by using Jenkins, right? So if there is any changes will be there in your source code, whenever you run, the YAML file will be updated automatically inside the Git. Okay. The Jenkins pipeline has to run first and build the image and push to ECR, and from ECR to again Git. In that case, YAML files will be updated. In the YAML files, the run one, run two, run three, some code will build code will be generated along with that, right? So whenever YAML files will updated, the agenda why we need to update YAML files. These YAML files always communicate with sync with your GitOps. Okay. Yeah. So if you can see in this, the traditional process, the traditional operation models. So we can directly access your cluster, right? So we can directly, if you want to create anything, directly we can access cluster, kubectl, apply -f, deployment.ml, kubectl delete, kubectl update, whatever, everything we can directly communicate with your cluster, right? Now, if you, yeah, if you can see here, GitOps operational model. So instead of directly connecting, we can take a operational models, GitOps operational model. I mean, some agent will be there in between you and cluster. The agent will take your request and redirect your request into cluster. The agent is called here Argo CD agent. The agent is Kubernetes agent, that is Argo CD agent. This is not any third party agent. Okay. Yeah. If you can see here, the GitOps operational model, the request will go to some configuration of repository, not directly to your cluster. Understand? The request will go to configuration repository, not for directly to the cluster. From this configuration repository to cluster, some agent should work. Okay. If you can see here, yeah, this agent will work. Instead of directly connecting to cluster, the request will go to first Git, any Git repository. From here to here, some agent will be there. The agent will take care if any operations you perform, the agent will take care and deploy into the cluster. Is that clear? Okay, now you tell me guys, if you can see this architecture, if you can see this architecture, we can easily understand your YAML files you can update in the GitHub. How you can update YAML files in the GitHub? By using Jenkins integration pipeline. Your Jenkins integration pipeline, the updates is pushed to your Kubernetes YAML. The updates means what? The new images. Okay, images created by new updates, the updates push to GitHub only. The job of the Jenkins is here integration. The job of the Jenkins is only integration to GitHub. Okay, again, if you can see this architecture, let me show you one architecture. Yeah, if you can see here, this is Jenkins integration pipeline. The changes take from the Git first source code, and if it is a Node.js, Node npm will work, and sonar cube and dependency check and Git, I mean Docker and image scanner Trivi and push to ECR. Again ECR to GitHub only. Which location here? Kubernetes YAML files. Whenever Kubernetes YAML files will update, Argo CD will deploy the changes into your cluster. So your job is what? Your job is what here? Jenkins' job is here only to integrate the changes with the Git. And the source is GitHub only, source code. Take the source code from the GitHub and again hand over to the GitHub of the update YAML file. Okay, maybe these two are different directories in the GitHub. No need to create different projects. This is first directory, take the source code and do the analysis and build the image and again push to YAML files. This YAML files, this image will push in the YAML file. Whenever update your YAML file inside your deployment YAML file, automatically GitOps Argo CD will sense the changes. It will run automatically changes into your cluster. Okay. So again, come to here. Yeah. If you can see your changes push to where? GitHub by using Jenkins. By using Jenkins. So here we need to understand the changes will come first build and ECR and again push to YAML files. Okay. Yeah. So now if I'm using the deployment agent here, my deployment agent is what? Argo CD. If you can see the traditional model without Argo CD. What is the traditional model? Whenever you commit the Git, whenever commit the changes into Git, we can build the container image, right? That image we need to push into the any registry. From the registry, what you need to do? You need to update. Again, we can using Jenkins or whatever it is. If it is a manual process, whenever changes will update, we need to kubectl apply that changes YAML file. You need to do, this is the traditional model. If you change this model into Argo CD controller, same, the manage changes, if you can see, whenever the git commit push here, manifest files, understand, whenever changes you can push into that source code, immediately the changes track the Argo CD and it will create the cluster. I mean, inside the cluster, it will update the images of your deployment YAML files. I mean, these images, this deployment YAML, it will collect from GitHub only. So if you can see what is Argo CD here, Argo CD is a declarative GitOps continuous delivery tool. Continuous delivery tool this is. Whenever changes will be there in your YAML files, automatically any changes will be there in your YAML files, automatically Argo CD will deploy respect to changes into the cluster. Okay. I mean, what I'm trying to say, let's go to my GitHub now. So any project you can take, any project, for example, yes, if you can take this project or if you can see K8s are there, right? Inside YAML files will be there. This is my source code. Okay. So if some changes will be there in your source code, what you need to do? Redeploy. New image will be generated. New image will be pushed into your ECR. That image we need to deploy where? In this deployment.yaml, right? In this deployment.yaml, we need, so this is my Docker Hub registry, not ECR. Second example, whatever you need to update this image only, right? This image update will come from where? Source updates, source code updates. For example, developers are after develop the code. Okay. They want to release, so client is looking to release some offer. For example, Flipkart. They need to do some changes in the source code. Again, they can push the changes into GitHub. Whenever changes will come into the GitHub, there is a webhook option, right? In the Jenkins. Jenkins will run the pipeline. The Jenkins contains what? First, it has to take the source code, pull the source code from the GitHub, I mean clone, and next build the image, and next create an image, and next push the ECR. I mean your ECR will be, your ECR contains no updated image, right? What you need to do, take that updated image, you need to update it to deployment.yaml, right? The deployment.yaml already running now with the old image, old code. Now new code, new image, right? That new image you need to replace into your kubectl, I mean, inside your YAML files, right? Who can update? That already discussed at Jenkins pipeline, one pipeline. Whenever run the pipeline, the Jenkins will update the image automatically. Okay, set command. Yes, by using set command, we can update the YAML file here. So whenever new changes coming from the developers, automatically the pipeline till update the YAML files, it is taking care now, right? Whenever the pipeline is updated YAML files inside the image, always this deployment.yaml sync with your Argo CD. If some changes will be there, Argo CD will run. You can deploy by using Jenkins also in place of Argo CD, but Argo CD is a good platform to compare to Jenkins. The reason I will show you now. So let's come to Argo CD here. If you can see, yeah, Git repo source management to it will pull the changes. Argo CD will deploy into the cluster. Any changes will be there in your GitHub. In the GitHub changes means where manifesto files, Kubernetes manifesto files. If any changes will be there, it will track and deploy in the cluster. It is not create cluster. Inside cluster, it will create the deployments. Cluster we can create by using Terraform. Okay. Attend the workshops. You can get the clarity if you want to know. If you can see here, this is UI of the Argo CD. If you can see here UI of the Argo CD, we can see here number of pods, number of services, number of whatever, everything we can see here in the UI format. So by using this Argo CD, we can easily understand which pod is running, which pod is not healthy. So there is a lot of here icons are there by using this. This is progressing, this is healthy, this is out of sync. We can easily see this. For example, if you are in the terminal, we don't know how many pods running. Every time we need to give the kubectl apply. Kubectl will get a pods. Is it running or not? We need to check the services. But here we can see everything in the UI. How many services are running, namespace, pod, everything information related to your cluster. Okay. Is that clear, everyone now? What is Argo CD and all? Whatever it is, changes source code, whatever it is, rolling updates, is there any offers, they want to change UI, they want to update something, whatever it would be, Argo CD job is what? Changes will be there, it has to deploy, that's it. Whatever changes, delete changes also, it will update if you're not doing it in accurate way. Understand? So yeah, there is a big question. Source code changes and YAML changes are same repository, then how? Yeah. If you can see here, it's a very good question. Anyway, so my Argo CD, I need to configure only for this directory only, not for entire directories. Is that clear now? If you configure entire directories, your Argo CD will sense even source code will update, again Argo CD will run. Argo CD, when it will run, what is the task of Argo CD? Deploy the pods. The reference of Argo CD, YAML file. So we need to configure in YAMLs, any changes will be there, only Argo CD will run. Understand? But Jenkins will run any changes in the repository, right? It will run the Jenkins. The changes will be there in the source code only, not in YAML file. Is that clear? Does anyone change the YAML file directly? No, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, that's all the story. So how to deploy Argo CD, guys? If you can go to my blogs, everything will be there in that Argo CD deployments. Okay. Especially Kubernetes, some difficult topics. I have done some blogs. With this blog, you easily do this in your future reference. Okay. Okay. If you can go for Argo CD blog. Okay, a complete overview of Argo CD with a practical example. So as we know, what is Argo CD? Argo CD is a Kubernetes native continuous deployment tool. It's a Kubernetes tool, unlike external CD tools that only enable push-based deployment. That right? So we need to understand Jenkins, other tools are push-based mechanism. Someone should push the changes, right? But this is pull-based mechanism. How I can say changes will be there in Git, it should pull, right? Argo CD will pull the changes. It's a pull-based mechanism. So Argo CD can pull updates code from directly Git repository and deploy it directly into the Kubernetes resource. Our work is very easy if you configure Argo CD. Okay. But be careful. If do some changes manually in your deployment.yaml file also, it will run. If you change any image, if you can give it in a sample image, for example, everything will be collapse. So if you want to just you just go through this theory. So the benefits of Argo CD: improve developer productivity. Whenever changes will be there, everything will be updated into the directly deployment at YAML only. So that Argo CD will directly deploy. So improved software delivery compliances, increase collaboration in SDLC process. We can easily faster deployments. Yeah. Now we are here. How to install Argo CD? Okay. So first we need to create a namespace Argo CD. You know how to create namespace, right? So why we need to create Argo CD namespace? So if you can see this YAML file, by default, it will run on this Argo CD namespace. -n means what? Namespace. If you create one more namespace, we can change here the namespace. Is that clear? Okay. Let's go to the give this command. Namespace Argo CD is created. How to see the namespace details? kubectl get ns. So a lot of namespaces are there. 12 seconds back, Argo CD is only created. What is next step? Apply. I mean, the Argo CD, whenever you can apply, the background, some pods will create. The pods is only for Argo CD working progress only, not for your, it is not related to any pod, your regular style, right? So for example, if I take this YAML, see if you can see install that YAML, right? So in Kubernetes, if you want to install anything, we can install in the form of YAML files only. Helm, whatever. If you install YAML files, apply YAML files means what? The background that YAML will run, pods will create, right? So here, the installations process and all, almost 90% installations process in the EKS cluster, we can apply in the YAML files only. So apply YAML files means in this location already Argo CD related configurations there in this GitHub location. We are applying from here to there. So you can apply directly your YAML files from here also. If it is a Git, no need to clone. kubectl apply -f your Git URL path. If you can give means your YAML files you can deploy directly. No need to clone directly. You can apply directly. Same thing I'm applying some location. In this location YAML files will be there. I'm applying directly from that location. But on which path? Argo CD path. Okay, understand? For example, guys, so I just given two YAML files. Apply everyone means what you need to do. You need to clone and apply in your local. Otherwise, directly kubectl apply -f. You can take the GitHub URL path. You can apply everyone. It will create in your local laptop. Same thing I'm doing now here. Copy, come here, paste it. So these many are created the background to run Argo CD. Services, deployment dot, network policies and all. Okay. Next come. After installing the Argo CD, you can run the below command to check what resources has created. So kubectl get all. I see guys, get all means you can see all the details, pod services in that specific namespace. Okay. If you give get pods here, only pods we can see. Get all means any resources in the namespace we can see. So kubectl get all -n Argo CD. Yeah. See here. Okay, they have divided also now. Very good. So we can see here number of pods, number of services, number of related to some background databases and names. These many running the background whenever you can install. But this is not our responsibilities. This is provider. They have given how to deal. But your responsibility, it should be run. If it is in pending state, your Argo CD will not use. Understand? Everything should be run state only. In that case, some resources should be there in your node. If node is busy, if node is already occupied with the existing pods, this may went into the pending state. In that case, what you need to do? Don't delete the cluster, okay? Increase the, how to increase the memory? Increase the node size, okay? How to, guys, please attend my workshops. I'm going to give little important things, new things. So unfortunately, the EKS cluster, by default, it is not increase the nodes. Understand? We need to increase the nodes manually. To automate this process, we need to do some changes in your cluster. We need to give some policies, auto scaling policies. We need to deploy some third-party agents to automatically install nodes whenever pods are busy. Okay. Otherwise, what I need to do, simply you can go to auto scaling group. Guys, whenever you create a cluster, auto scaling group will create. Did you observe that? Yeah. So whenever you create a cluster, one auto scaling group will create automatically the background. What is this? Launch template. For reference of the nodes, it will create launch template also. Whatever process we follow till now, the same process following EKS also. Understand? So if you can click on the auto scaling group, we can see here desired for minimum 4, maximum 6. For example, my pods are already occupied with 4. It should be create fifth one node, sixth node, right? But in that case, by automatically, it is not scaling here. We need to configure some configurations inside your cluster that I will show you, don't worry. At this time, if I want to increase the node, how to do it? At this stage, my end 4 nodes are there, right? If you want to create one more node, what you need to do? Delete cluster and give the fifth node. No, what I can do? From this step, you can easily say that. Okay, edit. Next. Huh? Maximum is 7. Huh? But it is not taking maximum, right? Very good. Desired means immediately create, right? Desired immediately create. If I give 5, fifth one will create. Fifth node will create automatically whenever you update. At this time, this is static, not dynamic. We need to make it as a dynamic. Okay. Here, one more tool is there, Carpenter tool, Kubernetes Carpenter tool. That is good for to increase automatic scaling always. That is 1.5 year back only updated the tool, launched the tool. That is also good one. Workshops, in the workshop, I'll try to cover that also. Desired capacity is 5 now, right? Now you can go and check. Yeah, very good, Ramesh. Now what I can do, I'll just go and check my nodes at this time is 1, 2, 3, 4 only, right? This is main node. I mean, jump host server. So it configuration node in middle node. This is not master again. This is in between your master and node to give the instructions. See, fifth one is creating initializing. No, is that clear? Like that, you can do it if you want to do temporarily. Yeah. So okay. Anyway, let's we go to here, and if the pods are pending, just check the pod. What is the cause? If you go for describe command, it will say nodes are not available. The memory is occupied with your already existing pods. You will get that error. We need to increase the nodes. Okay. Don't increase the node size. Is it possible to increase the node size? What you need to do, increase the node size. Node size means how to change. Node size means where you can change. Node means EC2 instance. Don't confuse. How to change instance size? Volume. Yeah, volume is a hard disk. Yeah. Stop instance, change instance type. But we should not stop the instance, right? Pods are already running inside, right? So always the increasing the size of the instance not at all recommended after deploy the cluster. Create a one more node parallelly. That is a recommendation. Anyway, let's go to next step. So these many things we can see here. Yeah. And now see one thing, guys. Now, in order to access the UI of Argo CD, you need to run the below command. The reason is, whenever you can install the Argo CD, services will be created in the background. If you can go, if you want to check the services, how to check? How to check the services? SVC-N Argo CD. See, list of services I can see. Argo CD application controller, server metrics, repo server Redis. But if you can see all are cluster IPs, right? Then how I can access from the external? In that case, I need to enable node port or load balancer. If I want to access UI, how I can access in the cluster IP only everything? How I can access from the URL here? So definitely it should be in the node port or load balancer. In that case, see, edit Argo CD server. So in this case, Argo CD server, this I need to make it into cluster IP to node port. Then in that case, I can access my Argo CD UI. How to? You can just go with edit option directly. Enable node port. So copy, paste. So now it will open, right? If you can see here where I need to change node port. This is YAML file of Argo CD inside Argo CD server. So here cluster IP is there, right? What is the type here? Node port. N is upper letter, P is upper letter. Edit. Save automatically, we can see edited. Now you can give again get SVC command. This time, see, node port is enabled. Understand? So now how to access this Argo CD? External IP of what? kubectl get nodes -o wide. I can see the external IPs. You can take any one external node. The service will work cluster level, not node level. So any node it is redirecting. Understand? Copy. And what is the port number here? So 443 is there, 8 is there. Which one we need to select? 80 always, right? 443, maybe HTTPS, it will not allow secure, right? So 32661. Okay, let me check the security group first. Let me close these unnecessary tabs. Hmm. Let's go to any one of the security group. Yeah. What I need to do here. So if you can see, this is source is only SG. I need to change it into all, right. Edit inbound rules. You can change here or we can create one more rule. Save rule. Let's go and access now. See, okay. Anyway, they are saying you are not secure. Maybe I can use HTTPS. Anyway, the finally what I need to do, go to, yeah, I need to select advanced. So I think did I mention or not here? Okay, anyway, now in order to log in your right, so for username, you can write admin. Yeah, so what I can do here, you can just select advanced. Is advanced. So proceed. Yes, no problem. So this is Argo CD UI. So here you need to give the username and password. In order to get a password, you need to run this command. kubectl get secret Argo CD initial admin secret -Argo CD -o aml like Jenkins. But username is admin. Okay, let's run this. So this is the password. Okay, this is the password. If you can see this password in which format, anyone knows this format is? Encoded. This is encoded format. We need to decode it. Okay, how to decode it? I think did I given this command or not? Yeah, echo secret value, the value of the secret and base 64 decode. You need to give this command. Okay, let's go here and give paste here and give echo. And next pipe base 64 decode. Even you just go for where okay, sorry. You can just directly decode it by using UI also if you don't want this process. Okay, this is the password. This is not. So you can directly give here admin, give the password. Now sign in. Okay, this is a UI first. And if you want to decode it, you can do it by using decoder base 64 decoder and encode online also. You can directly encode the password here. You can just give decode. Okay, same thing. If you want to encode, you can give here, change it into the encode. You can give here. We can encode also there here only. So in the top, you can select encode if it is encode. Okay. Okay, let me close this. Now, okay. This is Argo CD UI. Okay, I need to configure Argo CD UI to GitHub, right? GitHub. So I need to select new app. So in that case, first let me check which deployment I can do here. I don't know. This will be there or not. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this deployment. Okay, so the first process is you need to click on the new app. Okay, here you can give your application name. Okay, let's go here. Okay, this is different. 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 Anyway, application name is required. You can give any name, no problem. Okay, you can give any name, test or something. Project name, you can give default, also no problem. This is important. Sync policy. If it is automatic only, it will automatically take the changes from GitHub. Manual means every time if any changes will be there, you can run, you can come and run here. Understand? So some updates will be there in your GitHub. It will not track if it is in manual process. We need to run and run every time your application. Automatic means it will take automatically if any changes will be there in your source code. Okay. So now repository URL. This is very important. You should give your repository URL. Okay. So let's go to my repository URL. This is my repository URL, Hotstar something, any application. I'm not, I'm going to give here. So my URL of my application. Okay. So this is just keep as a head. Head means it will take the recent branch only. Path means you need to give the path. Where exactly your YAML files will be there. You need to give that path. So where exactly K8S, right? Only K8S. So you need to give K8S. Let me check the, yeah. Is that clear? K8S. In this URL, you can take only this path only. If you give every path, any changes will come every time Argo CD will expect something here. Destination URL, you can give just default SVC. Namespace, you can give Argo CD or any namespace you can give also. Otherwise, if you don't give any namespace, that namespace you no need to check. If you give namespace, it will deploy in the respect to namespace only. Understand? While you're deploying time, kubectl apply hyphen, you need to deploy in particular namespace. You are giving hyphen and some name, right? That case, the pods will be deployed in the namespace only. In that case, if you give namespace, we can see the resultant pods running in this namespace only. If you can give, just leave. Okay. So all good means you just create only. Okay. Let's see here. It is syncing process. So before that, you just go and check kubectl get pods. Okay, some different pods are running, right? This is not related to for our practice. So my pods are different. We can see the names age also here. Let me check. So actually my deployment at YAML is, if you can go here, how many pods it has to run? Only one pod. Replica is one. The name of the pod is Hotstar deployment. So let's go and check here. Still it is a syncing process. Hmm. You can click on this also. Just click on this. You can see here. Two errors will be there out of sync. What is error? Namespace missing. Okay, I think let's go to my deployment.yml. So did I give any namespace here? Why it is expecting namespace? Okay, anyway, I'll just give any namespace. Okay. Okay, let's go to edit my YAML, give any namespace. Okay. Let's go to applications. This is my application. So you just click on this or you can edit. Where is edit here? Edit YAML. So here edit if you can go. Or better, we can write namespace here in the edit YAML. We can save it also. But better what I can do, I'll just close this application. We'll rerun again. You also will get a clarity in one more time. So we can just click on here. So type test confirm to deletion. Yes, deletion. Errors are one error is what? Namespace only. Kind service is also missing. Okay. Let's go on. Service is there, right? Okay, we'll try with the give namespace. Otherwise, we can try other deployment at YAML. Maybe inside is there an issue. Already given test, right? Okay, I'll do one thing. Meanwhile, we can create one more application that it will be deleted, no problem. So you can give here any name, Hotstar or whatever. Project name, you can give any default. Sync policy is automatic. Repository URL, you need to take from here. So, okay. And repository URL you can give here. And branch head we keep as is. Path K8S. Namespace. Here you can give some many Hotstar. Anyway, as we are getting error only here only, so I have given automatic sync policy. Yes, create application. So it's a syncing process means a deploying process. So I think we'll take any other. Let's go here. It's taking more time. Why it is taking more time? Okay, that is deleted anyway. Hmm. Okay, I think it will not create a hot star automatically. Okay, got it. We'll do one thing. Actually, in the YAML file itself, we need to create a namespace, I think. So what I'm going to do now, kubectl create namespace hot star. Now I think we'll see. No, it is saying that hot star is not found, right? Namespace just now I have created. It is not like that. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me delete this one also. So that time hotstar is not there. So that's what I'm getting error. Just now I have created, right? It's a single, right? Anyway, we can give project name default sync policy automatic repository URL. So here you can give your branch name main also, but better to give a head only. It will take automatically recent commit. Okay, it is cluster URL. Now hotstar is there, right? I have created. Create now. Sync, right? No. So after I have created hotstar, that's what. Now progressing means in my namespace, just I have created namespace. There is no any pods, right? So kubectl. So kubectl get pods -n hotstar. See, one pod is running automatically. I haven't applied anything. Kubectl apply, I haven't given anything. So one pod is running. Now, how we can check? So anyway, you can click on this also. See healthy now, right? Now healthy, synced. So if you click on this, see, we can see everything here. The healthy status, sync, last sync. This is a test application. So service, this is deployment. Okay, this is service and deployment. So we can see finally Hotstar, the pod is running. This is the name of the pod. Okay. So this is what, so now if you, yeah, this is Hotstar deployment. Now, if you want to access, you can click on this service. You can take the, if it is a node port means we need to take from there only. Node port means this is the image. We can see the image path and all and all. So anyway, the access is different story. If you want to access, we can go to take the node port. If it is a node port, if it is a load balancer, it is a load balancer. But here our point is how it is going to communicate. I think this is target port. I have already given node port. Okay. So let me first access this kubectl get svc. Sorry, I need to give a namespace, right? Hotstar. So my node port. Hmm? Why is create a load balancer? Hmm? My YAML file is there. Node port only, right? Sorry, I'm not in correct path. Okay, it's here. I surprise. Load balance only, right? So in that case, you can take this load balancer. You can access your see, as I said, whenever you can create a load balancer, also the background, the port number will create to map it. Okay. So if it is work or not, there's a different story. But our story is to how to deploy only, right? Yeah, it is working fine. Anyway, it's working fine. So what I need to do now? So to understand the deployment and exactly. So now what I'm going to do, go to deployment.yaml. I'll just change in my YAML file. So change will be anything, right? Not only image, right? To verify this, how Argo CD sync with your deployment.yaml, you can change anything, not only for only image. In that case, I can change to 2 replicas. At this time, only 1 replica is working, right? Commit the changes. Commit the changes. I mean, developers push the changes into source code. Based on the source code, your Jenkins will run the image, run the, I mean, deployment, sorry, build the image and push image into ECR and again ECR to here, right? Whenever changes will be there, again Argo CD will pick the changes. Now Argo CD sync with always your YAML files, right? So now if you can see my replicas are 2, right? So if you can see after some time, your replicas will be one more pod will be created here. It is also sync. So no need to do anything here. No need to no need to sync also. This is also progressing. No need to run your end anything here. Okay. Automatically it will progress whenever changes will be there. While creating Argo CD, I have selected auto sync. The reason of auto sync, any changes will be there automatically. Your Argo CD will sense. It will pull mechanism, right? Pull the changes from the GitHub. So it is healthy means I think it is created. Just click on that. Yeah. See, second replica is updated, right? No need to go and check your cluster also. If you want to check, you can check. Now this time is 2 running. So like that, the changes will be there. Any changes will be there in your source and automatically it will sync. Okay. This is deployment, continuous deployment as per the GitOps. GitOps means in GitHub, any changes will be there in the operations. It will pull the changes and deploy into your target dip cluster. Any questions? So this process, this is UI process, right? Creating application UI, we can do it by YAML process also. Okay. If you're clear here, any questions? So we can see everything here, YAML files. If you want to check the pod YAML file, click on the pod only. It will take you into that, which YAML file, which image, which time, everything. If you can see, this is the background to sync with your YAML file to Kubernetes. This is built, this will run. We can check the logs. If any failure, so we can check and what time it is, everything we can check in the logs. I mean, logs. One of your dependency present React app is importing that. Like that we can check. And we can download these logs also if required. Go to events. We can see the events 6 minutes ago, when the container is created, when the started the hearts, everything we can see. Pull the image first, then assign the hot start, then start the container, complete the container, successfully pull the image, whatever. Go to summary. We can see that the entire your summary. If you delete means here, it will delete. Yeah. Any questions on this? Both online and offline time? No pipeline, no plugins, no webhooks required for Argo CD. Just apply command only. So now you agree with this PPT? What is GitOps? The advantages, if you can go here. So this, what is this here now? The changes we can only changes into GitHub. The agent will taking care. The agent is Argo CD agent here. The agent is Argo CD agent. Looks good, right? And yeah, see, Argo CD follows the GitHub's pattern of using Git repositories as the source of truth for defining the desired application state. Whatever changes will be there, it will define to that application state. Is that clear? Any questions? Online team, offline team? So we need to configure this CD. Did you complete Jenkins? Still facing issue? Not completed the Jenkins. Resolved, right? Sir, so far we have learned Jenkins only, but it's real-time scenarios what we use the Jenkins and Argo CD. Real-time, so far you learn Jenkins. So you haven't learned Argo CD. Now you learn Argo CD. But so far, if you can see any resumes, everyone is saying that only Jenkins, right? So if I pick 10 resumes, okay, one person only updated, I'm good in Argo CD, I'm good in Jenkins, definitely I'll pick that resume only. 9 persons, I'm work with Jenkins. Definitely keep aside for 9 profiles, I'll pick only Argo CD profile. The reason, so they know everything. Argo CD and Jenkins also. Same thing. See, I'm not commenting anyone actually. Yesterday I took interviews. Okay, seriously. I really disappointed with the candidates again. So that given training, everyone saying, sir, my trainer is not saying that is not a correct. Yes, some point of view I can agree. I just ask simple questions only in Terraform. If they don't know how they can give the support to students, if I hire wrong persons, definitely you guys may suffer, right? Understand or not? If you get any doubt, you need to talk mentor. If mentor don't know, your doubt always not resolved. Still, I can understand the candidates. They are saying, sir, give me opportunity. At least I will learn. Okay, I can understand sometimes. But at least if I say, what is Terraform stateful if I ask? My trainer not said, sir, in that my training. In my class, only 3 days for Terraform, sir. Yes, but after complete your training, it's been 9 months, 10 months. What you did at the time? You need to at least learn something for yourself, right? If you know, see, 10 months, if there is a interest, definitely that guy is learn. But not learn means how I can believe that guy after come here even again learn. Not only one person, right? 8 persons, 8 rejected. Haven't asked any new things. Just I asked what is demand set. They're saying Docker demand. There is a Docker demand. I'm not asking Docker demand set in Kubernetes. I don't know. Two people are working real time even 3 years experience. They don't know what is demand set. Hmm? I ask what is a dynamic inventory file. I don't know dynamic inventory file. We take the copy statically and we paste it into the Ansible node. If it is 100 nodes, I don't know. They are saying. Okay, what is Jenkins? How to take a backup of Jenkins? Just simple questions. Backup is not required to take Jenkins. Someone is saying that. Okay. And even no need to ask Argo CD level. Just ask only Jenkins only. What is how to configure Jenkins? Even they don't know. They are already completed 10 months. It's been 10 months after complete their training. I don't know how they are learning. In your case, don't do that, I guess. At least what is stateful means try to say something. Don't give expression what is stateful. The expressions I have faced yesterday only from everyone. I don't know the trainer. Who is the trainer? I don't want to check the trainer name also. He's completed in 3 days Terraform. 4 people saying same story. 4 people said same thing. My training Terraform completed in 3 days only. What about Kubernetes? Kubernetes completed in 4 days only. What is your training duration? 45 days only. What he learned? I said, my student will ask to you how to deploy dynamic. I'm getting some error. How to resolve? You don't know that, right? Yes. So four people agree themselves. Yes, I'm not fit for your students. Give 3 months time, sir. We will again come this position for interview. They said only. I'm not saying anything. They said in front of me, yes, we are not fit for this role. Give some time to mom. That's what yesterday I ping into the group. Anyone interested? I have checked everyone, even experienced people. One person is working Deloitte since 2 years. He is interested for mentor position. He is working on Terraform, but he don't know file. I don't know if really is working or not. The things are like that. So don't expect others maybe know some many things. It's not like that. You know many things. Clearly, I'm saying that you know many things. You can understand this. You can understand if you go any interview only, you can understand where you are. If you follow my classes only, no need to extra class, you can no need to take. These classes are more than enough to clear your interview. I think whoever clear recently, they know. Okay. Yeah. So please concentrate these 4 months classes. Again, I'm saying that just follow my content only. No need to take any recordings, my recordings. Since you are attending the classes, take the material, start the preparation. Okay. So now again, the Kubernetes Argo CD, how to deploy by using YAML file. Maybe you just want to know this process also. So my blog I have done through YAML file also. So this is entire automation process again. So we are here, right? After running above command, you have to decode value. Okay. So after that sample deployment, that YAML file is there. You can use this YAML file or you can use any YAML file in your GitHub. So, and you can use the service file. You can use any service file. So in my brand, you need to copy this deployment.yaml file and service.yaml file. So in this case, if you create Argo CD directory, in the Argo CD, you need to place this here and you need to give the path of the Git his main URL and Argo CD path. My AMLs are there in the default in Argo CD. That's what I'm saying. In that time of taking screenshot. Now, in order for Argo CD to sync with repository, we need to write some manifesto file for that. Here is the manifesto file. So this is what through manifesto file we can do it. No need to create application through manual process, right? Now what I'm going to do, I can run this. See, whatever steps you have given manual process, every step will be there here. See here. You need to define some namespace, right? In your YAML, we have given a hot star, right? This is the namespace. You need to give some source URL, right? GitHub. This is the source GitHub. You need to give some target head, right? I just given head is head like that, right? You need to give some path, right? You need to give some destination URL server, right? This is default SVC. You need to give some namespace. You can give any namespace to deploy where exactly it has to deploy. Okay. And sync policy. Sync policy automated true. Okay. Create namespace also true. I mean, namespace also it will create along with the manifesto file. Is there any unknown step? Is there what we performed before? Okay. If you want to know again, let me show you one more time. Go to applications, new app. So application name, if you can compare with this deployment.yaml file. Sorry, here, right? Yeah. So application, kind application. So you can give any name here, metadata of application name. And next step is what? Project name. You can give any project here. Here it is default. And next step is what? Source is what? Your GitHub URL. In this step, my source is, after that, my source is GitHub URL. And after that, head keep as is your path. After that, your head is your day 14 Argo CD. Inside my YAML files will be there at that time. I'm taking screenshot. So destination is default SVC. So after given path, destination is default SVC. Namespace, you need to give what namespace you are going to create. So here namespace, what namespace you are going to create. And next step, sync policy, create true. So if you can go here, the sync policy is there. Where is the sync policy here? Yeah, here, manually or automatic. So if you can see, The sync policy is manually or automatic. Comes under sync policy. These are the sync options. Create namespace equal true means if you can give this means automatically namespace also will create. No need to run manually namespace creation. I ran namespace manually by using command right. Kubectl create namespace hotstar. Here no need to create by your own way. If you can give the sync options create namespace equal true means this namespace also automatically create my app. And now automated self heal equal true means if any changes will be there in the GitHub automatically it will pick. Okay. The comparison of manual process and through YAML file both are same. The whatever steps we have given configuration by manual process, we're giving through YAML file. So if you want to run same application, what I need to do now? So true, copy, go to your deployment at YAML here, vi argo cd.yaml file, right? So here I need to paste that YAML file, but here need to change something. My GitHub URL is not right? My GitHub URL, okay, what I'm going to do before that, I'm going to delete this application. Okay. Otherwise, we can see second deployment also, no problem. Anyway, we can delete this test. Whenever you delete, so it is going to deleting process now. All are in progressing, right? Just keep as is. Now what I'm going to do here. So go to names. Yeah, go to here. I want to change my repository URL here. So let me take my repository URL. So this is my repository URL. Yes. So code HTTPS. Okay. So I need to change only repository URL. So paste it here. Yes. And what I need to change here? Path K8. 8. Sorry. 8. Yes. Remaining no need to change. Okay. No need to change. Maybe the namespace my app will create automatically. And project name is what? My Argo application project name. So let me run this kubectl apply -f argo cd.yaml. Created, right? See my app Argo application already sync. How fast it is. Pod also deployed. See pod also deployed. 2 parts. Just fraction of seconds, everything done. So approach 2 by using YAML file. So namespace also created, everything done in fraction of seconds. This is the power of Argo CD native tool, Kubernetes native tool. If it is a Jenkins, keep on, it is running right now. It will give, it will give, and it will, yeah, that, but the thing is, there is no UI of Argos Jenkins, first of all. There is no UI for Jenkins. Okay. Now, my question is only one thing to you. How my YAML link with this Argo CD? You need to think, right? How my YAML file will directly deploy in this Argo CD only? Let's go and give here. Namespace is what? In this namespace only, this is creating YAML file. Understand? So in this namespace, already my Argo CD is running, right? It will communicate like that. If you give different namespace, it will not deploy. Understand? This namespace, your Argo CD pods and everything is running in this namespace only. It is go and communicate with this namespace only. Yeah. Clear? This is story of Argo CD. So tomorrow, what about taint and toleration? Still doubt? Okay, taint and toleration, guys. I missed something actually yesterday. I mean, My focus is yesterday on pod, but actually taint and toleration, your focus is always on the node only, not pod. What is focus? See here. For example, guys, this is your cluster, right? Two nodes are there, right? So two nodes are there. Blue color is tainted node. For example, you have tainted blue color, blue. This is tainted one. Okay. The tainted one means this node only allow toleration pod. So we need to see this different direction. I mean, when we can apply tainted, if the node has to block all the pods, in that case only we can apply the tainted. Don't allow any pods. I'm doing some maintenance, or I need just allow pods are for different category pods only here. Whatever reason you have applied the tainted for your node. So now here, three pods are there. Two are same color. One is toleration pod is blue color, right? So out of these three, tainted node only allow blue color pod. This is toleration, applied already toleration. Okay. But here thing is the main important thing for tainted is tainted node not allow this pod. This is the main understanding here. So at that case, if you enable any taint, these two, we are very sure these two pods are not landed in this node. The reason these are not tolerated pods. Is that clear? But here we need to think one thing. This toleration pod may go here or here also again. The reason this is not tainted node, right? Not tainted node means maybe this pod will deploy here also, right? See, if the pod is Denny means this node also tainted, but this node is not tainted means maybe this pod also land in this node also, right? In this node, there is no restrictions, right? Restrictions will be there only this node only, right? In this node, there is no restrictions means this pod may run here. Toleration is for only if the tainted node is, I can deploy. If there is no tainted node, toleration pod also can go anywhere. But these pods will not schedule untainted node. That is the understanding here. Untoleration pods cannot schedule on tainted node. Toleration pod may schedule tainted node or untainted node. But here logic is we need to see node level, not pod level. Tainted node means I need to accept only toleration pod only. So node level, we need to see this, not pod level. So my agent is what? I block all the pods, only allow toleration pod only. But this node cannot say to this node, you can allow, this is my toleration pod, right? So in this case, toleration may go any one of the node. That's what yesterday we have seen. Sometimes it is deployed, sometimes it is not deployed, right? The condition of Denny is node level, not pod level. Understand? Pod level, no. This pod should go only this node, not this node. In that case, what we can use? Affinity, node affinity, preferred, required. If you give required, definitely it will be land in that node. Already we have seen, right? And one more thing is what? Node selector also. Node selector also, pod will be select the specific node only. But the two are related pod levels, but taint and tolerated node level. For example, one node is there. It will not accept any pod means we should apply taint only. But taint only, but is there any chance to allow any pods? You can do one thing, you can tolerate those pods. If it will come, I will accept. But if it will go other node, I can't do anything, right? You can't do anything. Scheduler may schedule this pod here also. Scheduler, if you give node selector, scheduler can understand definitely this pod should go only labels match node only. If the node selector. Same affinity also. Required means yes, customer is looking required. Definitely the pod also go to the same node. But tolerations means this tainted node only allow toleration pods. But this is not a mandatory condition also. I mean, it's not a mandatory condition pod level. Mandatory condition node level. Node level mandatory condition means it will allow only toleration pods. But pod level, there is no guarantee. It's not mandatory. Why? Tainted you have applied node level, not pod level, right? So this pod may, if you want to go this node, you can eligible to deploy this node. Why? You have tolerated. Other pod not deployed in the tainted node. That is very clear. At the same thing, other pod can deploy here. No restrictions here. But if you tolerate means scheduler cannot understand pod level. When the pod will create, after AML deploy only pod will create, right? Before the scheduler can understand. So I need to deploy this pod only this node means you need to come with a node selector or affinity. But you are giving toleration means maybe this pod will go or here and here. Understand? But what is the final agent of taint and toleration? Taint nodes can accept only toleration pods only, not other pods. Toleration pod may come, it will accept. Otherwise, it will not. Clear. But in Kubernetes document, it is not clear. Yeah, node selector. It's clear. So the topics are pending, guys. Monitoring topic, Grafana Prometheus topic is pending. So volumes are pending, Kubernetes volumes. And very important is stateful set. Okay, stateful set is nothing but how to deal with databases. Till now we are working with web images, application images, how to handle database in the Kubernetes, how to run a database in the form of pod, how to log in database. Guys, how to log in pod? How to log in the pod? So now my pods are running. Kubectl get pods, -n. What is the namespace? Namespace is not my app, I think. Okay. Namespace is my app, right? If you can go here, namespace is my app. Deploy this app. So if you can see how to log in this pod. Kubectl exec, okay. -it pod name, right? Pod name. And next bin bash. So getting error, right? What is this error? Not found. Why? You need to give namespace also, right? Understand? It is not running in the default node, default place, right? How it is login? So what happened again? Okay. -n my app. No such file directory. Just one command, right? Okay. I think deprecated this command line failed to container failed to start a bin bash, no such file directory. Why it is coming like? Is there any wrong in this command? Take. That's what we have given, right? Okay, do we need to give colon? Exect, same only have given, right? Full command. Let's go. Okay, sorry. Why still getting same error? Where? Container name not required. Okay, bin sh will try. Maybe what I can understand, this is an ECT user, right? Maybe the reason. Oh, okay. EXEC, the pod is correct or not? Try give hyphen name MySpace before IT. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me switch here. First kubectl get pods. We'll see the any one of the pod we can log in here. Kubectl exec hyphen it. So take any one of the pod here, employees pod, copy, paste. So here no need to define any namespace. Hyphen also not required. We'll try here. We see. Okay, bin sh. Okay. Bin bash. The command is right. Command is deprecated and will be removed in the future version. You use kubectl exec instead of this was runtime. Okay, just give t. Why it is not connecting? Pods are. Let me check. Here there is no pods, right? In the command. Let's try this directly. No such file directly. That's what we should install in root cluster. Is installing ECD user. Even though it should work. Mhm. Okay, let me copy this error. You can try bin SHL side, right? Mhm. Let me try. Let me try to print hello world. Okay, then why it is not connecting? Okay, we'll do one thing. This one also tried right already. Copy. Okay, it's connected. Okay, enter into the app. So this app, the Docker file, we have given app path, right? That's what in the container I can see app. Understand? So this is, let's go on show you here. So this is, okay, what is the command I have given? Bin sh. Okay, in your case, bin bash, it will work. Okay, it is deployed in EC2 user. Maybe the reason bin message it is working. In your case, it will work. So if you can see ls, yeah. So let's go inside first. Where is that? So Docker file. So app created app we were able to see. Okay. Okay. In your case, kubectl like exec-it, pod name, and bin bash it will work. That's all. Yeah. So is it clear today class? Any questions on this? Okay. So let me send this to you so that it will help to you. This is by using manifest file process. Okay. So you can do first manual process, then you can go with the manifest file process. You will get better clarity if you do like that. This is load balancer. This is load balancer type. Okay, guys. So yes, I will send. So when we have a AML file changes in Argo CD will trigger and we can, yes, that's correct only. Yeah. This is continuous process, right? The first Jenkins will trigger, update AML files, then Argo CD will deploy your application. This is continuous process. Bye.